Hi, welcome to Galley Gourmet with Chef Lisa. Today we are up at one of the most beautiful villas on Tortola here in the British Virgin Islands, Celestial House. And we are here because of the wonderful Sotheby's International BVI that provided this fabulous location. When we come back today, we're going to be joined by Chef Brian. So I will see you in a few minutes.
Shop online at your favorite US sites at aeropost.com. Sign up for your Miami address at aeropost.com. Receive your packages at home, work, or at an Aeropost store. Enjoy Aeropost services. Sign up now at aeropost.com and start shopping today. Aeropost brings you a world of possibilities.
So Brian, tell me, what do you have planned for us today?
Okay, today we're going to do either a large breakfast or an appetizer for the first course, which is going to be a lobster and breadfruit hash topped with a poached egg and some lobster hollandaise.
Yum.
The dessert I plan on doing needs to set, so we're going to go ahead and start that first. It is a no-bake dessert, so it's a mascarpone and peanut butter mousse torte. It's going to get topped with a banana pastilla and a little coffee coconut syrup.
Okay, just for those that aren't sure what a pastilla is, what is that?
Well, it's actually a Moroccan savory dish with chicken, but the chicken's usually seasoned with sugar and cinnamon, so we're going to do a banana and apply it to a dessert.
Ooh, very nice. So what's the first step?
The first step would be to start the mousse, which is peanut butter, mascarpone cream cheese, an Italian sweet cream cheese, and confectioner sugar. And I couldn't tell you exactly how, but when you add confectioner sugar to mascarpone, it really seizes up. This is why this dessert doesn't need to be baked.
So it it helps to set it?
Yeah, it'll help set. And
That's really neat.
Yeah, it doesn't take more than maybe 20 to 25 minutes.
How much peanut butter did you put in there?
I'm going to call that a third of a cup of peanut butter. And maybe half a cup of cream cheese is going to go in there.
Right. And this is full cream cheese?
This is
not like that diet low-fat stuff?
No, absolutely not. No, frowned upon.
Yes.
Frowned upon in the industry.
Yes.
We're going to put 1 heaping tablespoon of confectioner sugar in there. And there you go, get to work.
Are you going to put me to work?
I am.
Okay.
So you're going to incorporate those ingredients, and I'm going to go ahead and take this. So this is just, let's call it a quarter of a cup of chocolate chips and 1 tablespoon of whole unsalted butter.
And the chocolate chips, is that semi-sweet? Does it matter what kind of chocolate it is?
It doesn't, it's all preference. There is a minute difference when you're adding your butter because the fat content is different, but for this particular application, it's accurate but not precise, you know.
And with the chocolate, roughly, if I know that you've already pre-melted that, how long would you melt that for in the microwave?
45 seconds.
45?
Yeah, 45, maybe stir it around again. This is a third of a cup of graham cracker crust. And we're going to add a little bit of butter.
So we mixed up some ingredients before, your peanut butter and the mascarpone and chocolate and confection.
Chocolate, graham crumbs, butter here, peanut butter, mascarpone, and confectioner sugar here. So at this point, it's just a matter of greasing this.
Right.
We're just going to give this a little...
This stuff is fantastic.
Yeah, it does exactly what it's supposed to.
It does.
The rest of the world should be so efficient.
Yeah.
So this is your crust, and because it's chocolate and butter, all it needs to do is get cold to seize up. That's how it's going to hold its shape.
Okay.
We're going to go ahead and just put a generous amount of that in there. It's almost equal parts crust and mousse with this. It sounds heavy until you realize the rest of the components that are going to go on this dish. So we're just going to...
And is this something that you would serve at Myatt's?
I haven't yet, but you know, I'm still new to Myatt's and new to Tortola. I have served it a lot throughout St. Croix and St. Thomas in my time here in the Virgin Islands.
Yes. And
we're just going to top that and level it out.
Oh, that looks good already.
Yeah.
You could just eat it out of that.
Yeah, sometimes you don't make it, you know, when you're in the pinch of a restaurant and you got to serve it before it's settled, and you know what, I don't feel bad at all. It's still delicious.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very guilty of tasting stuff that I've made millions of times before to see if it's okay.
Sure.
It's chocolate.
You just got to check. Of course. Big fan of chocolate. So, and that's just going to sit like that. And it doesn't have to be flawless on the top because there's some other things that are still happening here. But essentially, we're just going to give that plate a little wipe, and we're going to chill it, let it set, and finish it off shortly as soon as we get to part B of this program.
No problem. So we'll just take a quick break, and Brian's going to throw that in the fridge to cool down, and we'll come back and see what's next.
This is my home.
British Virgin Islands Sotheby's International Realty. Local expertise, global exposure. Sotheby's International Realty takes great pride in using our expertise, resources, and global connections to unite extraordinary properties with extraordinary buyers who will cherish them as we do. If you're looking to purchase a home in the islands or even a private island in the Caribbean, look no further than British Virgin Islands Sotheby's International Realty. Call us first at 1-284-494-5700. or 1-284-340-5500, or visit our website, bvisir.com, and let us help you make the BVI your home.
This is my home. This is my home. Where I go.
Welcome back to Galley Gourmet. I am Chef Lisa, and we're up at Celestial House in the British Virgin Islands with Chef Brian. And we're kind of switching things up a bit. We've just put your fantastic chocolate peanut butter dessert in the fridge to set, and you're about to start your appetizer.
Yeah, appetizer or breakfast.
Or breakfast.
Since it's Sunday, it's an ideal Sunday brunch.
And some people are probably waking up right now.
True story, absolutely. Or where we are,
late.
for sure, especially down here.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing here is a lobster and breadfruit hash. It's going to get topped with a poached egg and some lobster hollandaise and some crispy beet nest.
Yum.
Yeah, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start roasting local lobster tail.
Did you catch this?
I did not, but this was caught yesterday. And the rest of it made the lobster butter that's going to go into the hollandaise.
And this is a spiny tail lobster, right? As
Right.
opposed to what would be a Maine lobster for people in the States.
Exactly.
Right. And how would you describe the difference in flavour between the Maine and the Caribbean lobster?
I think with seafood in general, the colder the water, the sweeter the meat. So it's not quite as it's not as sweet, but it's texture. You know, when you're dealing with Maine lobster, you're oftentimes concerned with overcooking here.
Right.
And in this case, more is better. You want to take it to a point where there's no gelatinousness because it doesn't have claws. The spiny lobsters don't have claws, so
Right.
They use this muscle an awful lot. So you want to give it enough cooking time to make sure it
To
breaks down.
tenderize it a
Yeah,
bit?
there is a point of
Overcooking.
overcooking for sure, but
Right.
usually lower heat and moderate the time. You know, if it needs more, leave it more time. But if it needs more, don't turn up the heat. That's not usually
Good to know.
that's
Now,
not usually a good way to go.
know.
So what I'm going to do is just split this, and I'm going to cook it in its shell. So we're going to go ahead and turn this on.
I'm making this tricky on Brian because obviously this isn't the kitchen that he normally cooks in. It's at Myatt's, and
Right.
this is his first time today. So
Sure.
well done on picking the right stove
Yeah.
top.
The restaurant scenario is always going to be a little different than the celestial villa that we have
Right.
at our disposal today.
Yeah.
So yeah, what we're going to do is acidulate this water. That'll help keep the egg whites white, and it keeps the egg attached to the yolk, so you don't have a disproportionate looking egg when it's done.
Okay. For those at home, what does acidulate mean?
Add acid to it. You can use vinegar, or you could use citrus, lemon juice will work either way.
And why are you putting that in there?
That it keeps the whites clean, keeps them from picking up any brown residue that might come off from the albumin from the shell as you crack it in there. And it keeps the white close to the yolk, so you have a nice, sometimes you lose half the egg white in the water if you don't take proper precautions.
Sure.
I do it at just a little bit below boiling.
Yes.
Some people say a simmer. Obviously, I'm used to the restaurant scenario where I've got to do maybe 10, 15 at a time. But I've also found that when you set it relatively immediately, the hotter water, it just makes sure it holds its shape. Also, I like to circulate the water, and what that does is it gravitationally pushes all of the egg towards the middle of the pot and keeps it kind of nice and tight. So
that's why you have it just off boiling.
Correct.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I've got this nice and hot here. I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit of butter.
Right.
A spoon. Here we go.
And with the butter, just any type, unsalted, salted, does it really matter?
I'm again with the restaurant scenario. It's always better to go with unsalted if you wanted to use them with dessert, and that way you can moderate how much salt you want to use.
Right.
I like to cook lobster in its shell. Anytime you cook things on its bone or in its shell, it just keeps that flavor. Takes a little longer, but it's by far superior in flavor, I think.
Right.
Plus, this will come out in the same shape as the shell. So it's not guesswork. If you were to take this meat out and cook it separately, it does these funny contorting things as the mussels constrict when they get hot. You never know.
This is why Brian's on today, because he knows what he's talking about.
Sure. You notice me pull out this little ring here. This is the vein. It's only on one side when you split it in half.
This is smelling really nice. Just
Yeah.
the butter already with the lobster.
Sure.
Yum.
You're looking at, so with your whole butter, you don't want to use clarified butter. You want to use just warm, softened butter. The little particles in there, the milk solids, they caramelize. The French call it beurre noisette, meaning nut butter, because it smells like nuts.
A nutty flavour.
Yeah, totally
Right.
nutty.
So roughly how long would you be cooking that lobster tail for?
At this size, I would say 5 minutes on this side and 4 on the next, with a little constant basting.
Yeah.
Basting, just throwing some extra butter on the top of that
Yeah.
at medium-high heat.
Okay.
And we're going to go ahead and get the hash started.
Yes.
That would be, again, the challenge here.
So while we're just sorting that out, guys, we'll take a quick break and then we'll come back and get the hash going.
Southern Trades Yacht Sales and Charters offers the luxury of charter yacht ownership. Yacht ownership with charter income. Live the dream. Delight in the fabulous cuisine and experience the most exotic destinations. Your very own award-winning yacht chefs and professional captains. Enjoy the 5-star accommodations and absolutely royal service. Southern Trades Yacht Sales specializes in charter yacht sales, yacht ownership, yacht chartering, and yacht management. Located at Village Key Marina, Road Town, Tortola. Call us at 284-494-8003 or visit us at southerntrades.com.
Welcome back to Galley Gourmet with Chef Lisa. We are at Celestial House here on Tortola in the British Virgin Islands, joined by Chef Brian. And what is next on the agenda?
So the next step would be to start our hash, because we're going to go ahead and give them a pretty good hard fry. I've got onions, celery, peppers, some roasted local breadfruit, and roasted golden and red beets. And we're just going to give them a fry with a little butter and oil.
Okay.
So I'm going to add my onion product first, as we do.
Right.
You always want to caramelize your onion product. We've got these lobster tails going. They're just about there, and they can hang tight for a little while. Garlic, if you're doing this for breakfast, I'd say not so much.
Right.
But if you're doing it as an appetizer, I would have added a little bit of garlic to this. So, and this is
I like
known
that
as
you're using the
Trinity.
breadfruit. Sorry, that it's neat because obviously it's very much part of where we are here in the British Virgin Islands.
Yeah, it's one of the things I've really tried to do since I got here. Is make the food not only more local, using local ingredients, but also making the cuisine itself a little more Caribbean.
Yes.
It's what my staff eats, and
Right.
if they enjoy doing it, they're going to do a better job putting it out.
Absolutely.
So they're definitely excited. That's one of the things that they voiced to me is they are so glad to see the food that they grew up on, working.
Absolutely. And
working
I
with
mean,
customers.
for tourists too that are coming here, it's a neat thing for them to enjoy these flavors.
Absolutely, and it's news to a lot of us that that's what people want.
Yeah.
When people come to the Caribbean, a lot of them we think they're looking for what they had back home.
Right.
But the ones that are getting adventurous, they want what we're having. Breadfruit
Exactly.
sounds great. Local mangoes, local fish, all that good stuff.
Just with the breadfruit, for those who haven't tried it, how would you describe the flavor of it?
Well, if it develops its sugars on the tree, it's basically a dessert fruit. It grows on a pretty big tree. It's a lot like a root vegetable, except obviously it's not a root. Starchy. I treat it like a potato. You can mash it. You can slice it into thin strips and fry it. It comes out very crispy. You can wrap things in it and crisp it up, piece of fish or chicken. But it makes a great hash. Obviously, hash is usually done with potatoes.
That's really
so,
neat.
Yeah, it's.
So sorry, with the onions, roughly one onion, would that be?
That is one onion, that is one green pepper, and half of a red pepper.
Okay.
When I'm cooking peppers, I usually go heavier on green than red. I think red is, the sweetness is better when it's raw, but I like the flavor of green when you're cooking it.
Good to know.
The next step would be to start the hollandaise.
Yes.
So generally what we do in the restaurant business is we take advantage of the boiling water or hot water.
Right.
And we have to temper our egg yolks. So we're going to have, where am I? Egg yolks, right. 2 egg yolks.
Yep.
And what I use for the reduction liquid, you always need a flavoring liquid going in here.
Sure.
And you always cook egg yolks over boiling water in a pot that we call a
Yes.
double boiler. That way you don't scorch it, and you just whisk this the entire time, tirelessly. So this is the juice from pepperoncinis or canned jalapenos.
Oh, wow.
So you have your acidity and your spice in the same, and it's got a fair amount of salt too. You usually don't need to add any salt to that.
About a tablespoon then, or
I would say 2 tablespoons.
2 tablespoons?
Yep.
Okay.
Incorporate them together before you add it to heat,
Right.
and then you're just going to go ahead and put that over there and whip it till it's ribbon.
Yep.
Ribbon, you will be able to see when you pull the whisk through it. You'll leave a trail.
Okay, that's good to know.
That's the indicator. And if it starts to scramble on you, you've done it wrong.
Right.
That's looking good. So normally this is done with clarified butter. I went ahead and made a lobster and turmeric infused butter. Lobster shells, shrimp shells, some
So with
Thai
the-
red curry paste.
And with the lobster shells, how did you get it down to that consistency of the butter that you have there?
You take the shells, and for this dish, the shells of the meat that you got going on makes the perfect amount of the butter for the sauce here. You do your standard, what's called a mirepoix.
Yeah.
Onion, celery, carrots. I have peppers in it. I have some fresh thyme. And I put some smoked paprika in this one.
Ooh,
that helps the
nice.
color, and that also gives it a little smoky flavor.
Yep.
Because this dish is so close to breakfast, the only thing missing is the bacon.
Yeah.
So if you have some smoky substitute, you don't even notice that
There you
there's no
go.
meat on it. Yeah.
Exactly.
So you can see it's starting to foam up a little bit.
Yes.
You're
That's
getting
looking really
there.
nice.
You don't really want to make direct contact with the water unless you really want to tire your forearms out.
Sure.
But this is coming along.
And the neat thing about this is, I mean, yes, there's packets of ready-made hollandaise mix, but look how quick and easy this is to do. I mean, really, there's no comparison, is there?
It's not hard.
Yeah. If you're going to all the trouble of putting this together, then you may as well go the whole hog. Right?
Worlds apart in the end result.
Yeah, exactly.
The powdered stuff, I think you start with milk, and there's no milk in the real
No.
stuff, so why would there be milk in the fake stuff?
Exactly. Well, we might take a quick break, and then we'll come back and see what's going on.
Right Way Food Markets is one of the most spacious and modern superstores in the Virgin Islands, with the largest selection of fresh foods, wines, beers, and liquors at competitive prices. They even have a provisioning service at just a phone call or click away. While in the British Virgin Islands, you can have your vacation home or yacht provisioned by calling 284-340-5954. Located at Passia Estate in Tortola, British Virgin Islands, Right Way Food Markets is your most favorite grocery store, all at one stop. So call Right Way Food Markets at 284-340-2263 or visit www.rtwbvi.com.
Welcome back to Galley Gourmet with Chef Lisa. We are at Celestial House here on Tortola in the British Virgin Islands with Chef Brian from Myatt's restaurant here in Tortola, and we're on the home stretch. It's all happening here right now. I don't even know which way to turn.
Every last bit of it happening right here.
I know. What's going on?
So I'm just finishing up this breadfruit and lobster hash. Like to put the lobster in red at the end so it doesn't get tough.
Yes.
We've gone ahead and crisped up the beets, gold and red,
Looks
and the breadfruit.
beautiful.
We're going to go ahead and plate that up.
Very good.
And this, like I said, makes a great brunch or a nice little appetizer with these components here.
Now, I may have heard that you were in part of a Olympic culinary team.
Yeah, I was on the U.S. Virgin Islands team for 4 years.
That's outstanding.
It was a great experience.
I
yeah.
bet. Where was the competition held?
1 year it was held in Miami, 1 year it was held in San Juan, and then 1 year it did not happen, unfortunately.
But really cool to be part of a competition with all the different Caribbean countries.
Absolutely
I'm sure.
amazing. That was the
Yeah.
best. I actually spent my 32nd birthday in the hotel full with people walking around in chef coats and playing pool with the people from Suriname and chatting with the people from Grenada.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. So there's our poached egg.
Beautiful.
And we're gonna go ahead and pull the meat out of this lobster. Nice and warm.
Oh,
You see what's going on here.
that is looking just ridiculous.
This is our lobster hollandaise with the
Yum.
lobster butter and the lobster meat to finish it out.
So you've just thrown virtually how much lobster in there? Just
A teaspoon.
a teaspoon of
Very
it?
little, just
Yep.
enough to say I did, really. And this is the goods, so
Oh, this is just crazy.
yeah, don't be shy with hollandaise.
No. And you put the cayenne to get it to that color, right?
Yes, the lobster butter itself had the smoked paprika, a little bit of cayenne, and some red chili flake.
Mm-hmm.
So there you have it, and I'm gonna finish this off with some crispy beet nest. This is red and gold beets that are slow fried at 270, 275
In an oven.
in a fryer.
In a fryer,
Yeah.
deep fryer.
Yeah.
Could you do it just in a saucepan?
Yeah,
need-
saucepan is actually how
Yeah.
I did it. Yeah, just
Right.
monitor it, and there you have it. That's
Oh, look at that.
so.
That is incredible. I'm not going to touch that just yet because I know that we also have
Yeah,
an amazing dessert coming right up.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and pan fry this banana pastilla. And that's here. So I've got a slice of banana that I gave it a
Yes.
little bit of spice sugar,
Uh-huh.
butter a couple times through with the phyllo, which is deadly if you're not
All right.
familiar
Can
with
you
it.
tell me your sneaky ingredients for this?
Ground star anise, ground nutmeg, cinnamon, and a little bit of clove.
Yum.
Yeah,
This smells ridiculously good.
it really does, doesn't it?
Yes.
Okay, so this stuff we are done with. Let's go ahead and grab our mousse. So here's our mousse plate. Like I said, the no-bake dessert, which there
Beautiful.
are few and far between. Oh yeah. Yep, nice and tight.
Wow,
Never
look
done
at
it with
that.
that heart
I
shape.
like
It's
it with
pretty
the
neat.
heart.
Yeah, I do
Gosh,
too.
look at that. Look how well set that is. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And how long's that been sitting in the fridge? Really not that long.
15, 20 minutes. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yep. So here I took coffee grounds and steeped them with coconut water, local coconut water, and sugar, and caramelized it right before it went brown and bitter. I hit it with some coconut milk.
Wow.
So it's got my favorite things for dessert, which is coffee, bananas, chocolate, and peanut butter.
You've covered all bases.
Yeah, this is one of my favorites.
This is insane.
Yeah. And because the flavors are there, you know, it doesn't need mint, doesn't need tall, crispy things. I like how it's got a little bit of coffee grounds in there.
I love that, yeah.
That will come through in the texture. So we're looking at this guy. Oh yeah, that's what we're talking about. Nice little brown there, crisp. And you don't want to heat the banana, you just want to crisp up the actual dough around it.
And the banana that you're using, I'm guessing, err on the side of more ripe than under, right?
Correct, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as it's sweet enough to go with the dessert, there's no wrong, especially because you're going to cheat a little bit and give it some extra sugar.
Right.
But yeah, the Bastilla thing, as I said, it's a North African, Moroccan dish.
Very
Usually
cool.
used savory, but I found good success with it here. I worked at a restaurant. It was a Mediterranean bistro, and I wasn't familiar with the African part of the Mediterranean, and coming up with a dessert was tricky, so I went into the savory world.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm literally just going to put that right on top,
Well, look at that. That's just nuts.
and there you have it.
My goodness. Well,
Peanut butter mascarpone tort, banana pastilla.
okay, I'm going to be trying this right now.
Okay,
so
great.
out of my way.
All right. Get all this stuff.
This is my favorite part. I'll just put this over here. Actually, I might bring these over here. Guys, this, honestly, if you could smell what I'm smelling right now, you'd be going nuts. This just looks so ridiculously good.
That's a good meal. That's a good meal.
I don't want to wreck this too much because it's just so beautiful. So I'm just going to take the edges off. Whoops. put that back there. You've done it again. That is incredible.
Yeah, I really like the hash versus the ragu.
Oh, that is, and the flavour too, you get a nice little kick.
Mm-hmm.
This looks ridiculous. Oh, wow. Wow, 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 wow. You're a legend.
Thank you so
You're
much.
a legend. Chef Brian rocks it again here today at Celestial House. Get to Myatt's when you come to the British Virgin Islands. You need to taste this food. It is just crazy good. Thank you so much for coming back
Thank
again
you so
today.
much. I appreciate it. Anytime.
And I'll be chowing down. I'll be fighting the crew for this actually after the
Fantastic.
cameras stop rolling. So that's it for now, guys. Until the next episode. Bye for now with Galley Gourmet with Chef Lisa.